Today's daily broadcast brought to you by Tundra Music. Listen to the tunes, the iTunes. There's nothing no higher than noon. So soon we will hear the tune. We will hear the chime of time. We will hear the grandfather clock and see the mouse run down the clock this time. As the worlds approach and begin connection, the reconnection and the deconnection, the D and the C. DC Comics. It was the difference between the two worlds. You see, that's why we have all these superheroes and characters. They actually sort of existed in the past, and they're coming to exist in the future. Our elements versus their elements. They can take the heat, man can't. They can't take the cold, man could. So it's elements versus the elements, and therefore you get the superheroes. So when you say element, it has no face. So you build the face by building a character into which you assume he would look and the role he would play. Because you are the creator. And if the mind is willing and the mind is wise, and you put your heart to it, you can create the scene, the creation of whichever this character is. Right now, the character is right here sitting in front of you. I'm wearing my super duper spirit hat. It's Friday night, so this, I guess, I'm not going to say to God this is my yarmulke, but if the yarmulke is supposed to be used to connect to the spirit, I don't think it's doing its job. I feel a lot more when I put this tinfoil on my head. I feel it in my teeth. Yeah, you don't see what I feel, right? But I feel it. Take it from me. If you felt something before, then I feel it. What have you been feeling? Anyways, we're all individualized. Everything breaks down, okay, to the last individuality when you go to the toilet. That's basically where your cycle comes in and goes out. Comes in and goes out. Comes in and goes out. And we're in the matrix. And the matrix is supposed to be built on something 40-60. I don't know what it means. I always said it's 40 spirit, 60 soul, because soul takes up a lot of space and spirit does not. When we put this world together and the soul starts to move, I start to think of how did the other world create our world? And I said, you know what? What's perfect? What's perfect? 10. Why is 10 perfect? Well, first of all, this is the 10 card. I don't know if you can see, but look into the clubs. Look into the clubs. There are spots. Look at each club. Every single club, the spots are not in the same spot on that blackness of the club. But if I present to you another card, a 6, can I get you one in the camera here? Okay? Look deep into the center of that spade. You will see a difference in the black. You will be able to have little pinpoints in there. There's a little color in the black. Okay? We don't see properly. You see my glasses here? They're broken. Okay? So when I look at you, my screen looks like it's turned on an angle. Maybe 30 degrees. But it's all crooked. I even look at myself in there and my whole face is warped. So perception is a big thing. Like color. What are you actually seeing as color on your TV? How does it get to be that color? Unravel its ways. It's the same way Matrix did it. You say, well, how can they do it that way, Matrix? Well, man, look how small it is for man to do. I'm connecting from me to wherever you are, that you're connecting to YouTube through a wire running around my wall like a mouse, and then out the hole like a mouse. A mouse in the house. The wiring in man's house, just discovered right now, it's the wiring in man's house that is the mouse. Okay? What do you do when you plug all the plugs in? What is that called when you overload? Do they call that a jack? The jack hooks up everywhere. The jack is what connects, okay, each side of the spirit part that connects to creation. Creation is a part of what I say is a triangle. It's the one God intercepts two elements, the one side and the other side. 1, 2, 3, You got a triangle. That's the 3 dice. The 3 dice shows you that you've connected one side with the other side, and you're in the middle. So you're the 1 dot in the middle. So it's in the 1 position, and 9 and 3 and 7, those are the corners. You're in the middle. So in actuality, when you look at a dice, and you see the dot in the middle, and you say 1, I say 5. Because that's the position of that dot. Perception. The telephone keypad, order of numbers, have they ever changed, and where are they different in the world? Where they are different, systematically set up, for which reason will make the difference, will tell us a new part of the story. Now hoping to see 2 stories, 2 of the same stories, 2 different ways. Now we can find out the difference in between. If there's no difference in between, it's perfect. But if there's a difference in between and we can't figure it out, something is wrong with one of the calculations. I'm wrong, I'm right. I'm wrong, I'm right. What's the difference? You got an answer, you're wrong or you're right. Not happy with the answer? Alpha, beta, creation. The 1. He was the male. In God's terminology, beta is the female. It's the other link you need to create. So you're automatically, when you want to create, when you're thinking of it, you need beta. Aleph, bet. Vet. Vet is creation. The Hebrew, first 3 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph, bet, vet. And 1 has a dot in it. Why does the 1 have a dot in it? The bet has the dot in it. Why does the bet have the dot in it in the Hebrew alphabet? Because, according to what I understand, that dot is in the 5 hole, and that dot means the connection of the spirit, okay, to the 1 and 3, spirit and creation of the God's doing, which is the corner spot. But God, there's a reason for God, and it's because He's more than 1 number, and He totals out to 7. He is the spirit in between everybody, and He is actually the one who creates the beta, because He goes out into the universe to get it. And He puts Himself with it, so He's the one spirit of who He is, and He's the spirit of the connection of the other ways. Okay? So that's what God is that connection. So God exists as number 7. But anyways, on this card, it shows you the north world, the south world. Now what happens now, okay, is these 3 in the center, where you don't see anything, you see the X, where I put the X. I recover these 4 corners, now hooking up the 2 sides together, okay, to create another cube dice that goes here that connects to both sides. Now each corner, because they're in the 3rd row, and in the 3rd row, they get doubled up, because the center row is 1 row, the 1 row you don't see, and then the 3rd row, which is actually part of the south part of the card, but it took both sides to create the 2 parts of the universe, whatever you want to say. There was this side and that side. God is the one who put it all together, so He's dead center. God is also 1 side, so God counts already for 2. Now the 1 dead center is the 5th position, so now God counts for 5. Now God is 7. 7 and 2 is for 9 for birth. Okay? 9 and 2 is 11. Why 11? Because it's the date of birth of man. So anyways, now what we do is go around the red. Okay? Now the world where you are, where that X is, that's the, you see the angle, that X, that's actually the tilt of the dice. Okay? Our world is standing up at a point. There's the core, okay? And there's the world going east and west around, and going this way. Okay, we're in the center. There's 2 worlds going around us, and we're in the center. So we're in the dead center, okay, of Rubik's Cube, okay, with the 2 assets of life going around this way and around this way, creating the illusionary 6 dice. There is no 6 dice. It's only a position on the cube, okay? We all really don't understand it, because when you see the 6, it better be like this, okay? You want to see a real 6? those 6. This shows you 3 worlds. Okay? The dice 6, okay, is on a dice this big. Okay? And look, there's only 4. And there's 6. Here's 4. Yes, those are the 4 corners. 2 for each side. 2 for the top universe, 2 for the bottom B universe of Theta. You put them together. You got the 2 universes and the 2. You got 4. You put something in between there to create. So you put a dot. You put a dot like that. Okay, and now you're connecting both sides through that dot there on that angle. Now you've created and connected both worlds. Okay, so now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spades, you see, right? And 1 court. So in totality, you would say there was 7, right? The passage count is 1 house of passage of God. And what happens is this top circle here and this bottom circle here, okay, I got a fly on me. That's the rotation of north-south with the card turning like this, okay? That's why it's lined up like this, okay? And what happens, okay, that is 7. So when you use, there's 1 part here missing in the card and 1 part here, because there's a possible 9. But here you only see 7. So you see 7 of 9, okay? Now you turn it this way, the card. Now that the spades are lined up differently, you see 7, okay, with this one is the passage, with 9 here and here, okay? But when the card is this way, it's here and here that's missing. When the card is this way, it's here and here that's missing. This 6 card shows life, because these 2 are up in the center. This shows life, this 6 card. This is the 3 worlds, and this 6 card is definitely showing the 6 life, but it doesn't show the spirit in between, which is created in the 7 card. You'll notice the only difference between the 6 and the 7 card is going to be that dot in the center. Those 2 will be the same at the bottom, okay? And then the 8 card only adds a dot to this position and this position, eliminating this position and showing you the heavens. In the 8 card, it shows you this part and this part are exactly opposite. That means they connect. Only opposites connect. The reason why opposites connect is because you're connecting to the opposite world. So that's why opposites connect here and here. That's the 8 card. And then the 9 card, you have the center dot here, and then you have 2 on the left right here, and 2 on the right here, and then 2 here and 2 here. And the 9 card shows you the 4 corners, okay, of one, the 4 corners of the other one, like you see here. You understand this? This is your 4 corners, and then you use it up here again for 4 corners, okay? That would make 2 rows of 4 corners. So on the 9th card, it would show you 2 rows here, 2 rows here, 2 rows here, 2 rows here. And in the center would be that spade, which would show you the 9 card. And the 10 card, oh boy, I don't have much time left. The 10 card, my friends, is exactly the way it is. When you say perfect 10, do you really know what a perfect 10 is? If it's been working for 6,000 years, it must be a perfect 10. The way of creation designed in 1 card, showing it one way, is the perfect 10. You see the design over here? That club is actually what an eye looks like. That is the, I think that's the pawn in chess, the smallest little guy in chess, okay, that we lose at the beginning. That's who the pawns are. That's who these clubs are. Okay, what do they have on life? What is it? I don't know, but it's a rocket ship. So they're beaming up, and they show you the round position here, the 5 position. They're beaming it up through beta world. Okay, is actually tell you what's going on in man's mind. That's what club means. What's going on in man's mind. I've always thought that's what this card was. It's a female card, I think, because females want to know what's going on in man's mind. So that's, I think, what the club stands for. Obviously, we're going to see it on Earth one way, as in the heavens it is another way. I do have a big weekend for you. It is so much fun now. I am learning so much. Please believe in Africa and believe in me. Thank you.